Morning, folks. Here we are today, as we said we'd be over here at Project Spirit with our friends Ben and Connie, and they run this place and they do a fine job, and it's a great service to all the horse community around here. And we're going to let them show us around and show you how they do things, and we'll probably end up making more than one episode out of this. But good to be with you here today.
Hi, Bob.
And glad to get back over here. We don't get here very often.
I know. I'm glad to have you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we get a day off from our leash with our campground.
Welcome to our leash.
Yeah, I know. I was talking about that, about another incident today, and about how busy horse people really are. And we all have another common trait too. There's nobody more stubborn than a horse person, you know. Because if you're not going to get anywhere, you know.
Strong-willed, not
yeah.
stubborn.
There you go.
Strong-willed.
Yes. I'll remember that.
I referred to it on my blog as butt-headed stubborn.
Okay, I'll take that one too.
My wife and I fit that description pretty well. So.
What y'all can't see is Ben's in the background laughing right now. Butt-headed stubborn.
Yeah.
Does it fit, honey?
Get his picture.
There you go.
All right, well, let's let Connie lead us and show us the horses in the facility.
Okay, so first I'd like to say that we started this rescue. It was started in 1989 by Chuck and Nadine Hoy, and they retired recently. In 2015 they asked me to take it over, and in 2017 they finally said, okay, we're done, it's all yours. So here we are now out in Chiloquin, Oregon with Project Spirit Equine Rescue and Rehab. And so we have a few pens that we use. We're small acreage, we're on mostly dry lot, but we have some seasonal pasture. And what we do is when horses come in, they come in almost 100% volunteer owner surrender. We do some, occasionally we help law enforcement when things have been abandoned and that type of thing, but most of them come in by owner surrender. And so this is one of our pens here, and it's empty right now, which is a good thing, but it'll be full before we know it. This is our next pen here. This guy here, this is Blue. He was a rescue, but he's our personal pet, and he's an ambassador. We adopted him because he didn't fit the criteria of another shelter, and he didn't have a bright future, so now he's just our pet. He's gained 1,000, no, not 1,000 pounds. He was 724 pounds when he came in.
Wow.
He's about 1,100 pounds now.
Yeah.
His leg's been broken. He was a stud. Now he's a gelding, and he's probably around 20 years old. Something like that. He's just a pet. We put babies on him, and that's it.
He's beautiful.
Isn't he
pretty
gorgeous?
horse.
Yeah. I remember when you first got him.
It reminds me of Oreo.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
They could be related. We could check. I have his papers.
That would be funny.
Wouldn't that be funny? It's Oreo's dad.
Yeah.
Oreo's one of our horses.
The next girl that we have up here is Swannai. She's Blue's pasture mate. And Swannai came to us from another rescue that needed some help. She probably weighed, I'm going to guess, around 650 pounds when she came in. My sweetheart.
It was her pictures that made me cry. Oh,
She's such a sweetie. But she was just a bag
baby.
of bones, and her hair was about that long, and she was riddled with parasites. And
hi, sweetheart.
she's got some flies on her eye right now.
Yeah, but she's a beautiful girl.
We actually didn't think she was going to make it. Our first stop was the vet. She walked funny, so we thought maybe she was in pain in addition to being so skinny. And they did an evaluation on her, and she has scar tissue on her, what would be the equivalent of her hamstring muscle in a human. So her muscle doesn't quite flex like it should, and it causes that one right hind foot to kind of pop on the ground a little bit when she walks. But the vet says it's pain-free, So,
So what causes that?
they think she probably got kicked, or it was some kind of blunt force trauma. There isn't a scar on the outside, but you can feel a knot in there.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, and when we first got her, that knot was about that big, and with massage and acupuncture and cold laser therapy, it's now about that big. So we've got it reduced quite a bit.
Guess what? Guess what, Corey?
What?
I think we just learned something about Foxy.
I think we did too.
Really?
Yeah, we've got a foxtrotter, black horse, beautiful, gorgeous horse. And she got in a little fight with, who was it that kicked
Lizzie.
her? Lizzie kicked her in her neck.
Right in the neck.
And she's got a lump there now, about the size of an egg. And it doesn't appear to hurt her or harm her in any way. It's fairly, it's not like a pimple. You don't feel, sometimes I've had horses that get some lesions and it festers up in there, and you just pop it with a needle or something and you squeeze the pus out. It doesn't feel like that.
It's scar tissue.
It's scar tissue, yeah. And I had never thought of that.
Well, one of your neighbors is the person we use. Her name is Leah Gilmetti, and she's at Horsepower Northwest and lives in Fort Klamath, right down the street from you.
Well, we're going to have to talk to her because now it doesn't appear to harm Foxy
Cosmetic.
in any way at all. But yeah, it is cosmetic.
Really, you can't even hardly see it unless she turns her head away, and then you can see it a little
Being
bit.
black horse and doesn't show up as much. But we've been trying to figure out what it is for a long time, and never could figure out what it was. I'd never had that problem. I'd never heard of that before.
Well, and it could be something that as she ages, it could get stiffer and it could hinder her neck movement. So you might as well get it worked on.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing.
I'll give you her number.
Yeah, I appreciate that because she's the youngest 23-year-old horse you'll ever meet.
She's so lovable.
Yeah, she is. Well, we got more to see.
Do we want to go to a new chapter?
Well, let's see. Is there anything you can say about her rescue?
Oh, her? Yes. So she's almost up to weight. We've got another, I'm going to say 30 to 50 pounds. You can still see a little peak right at the top of her pelvic bone. So that should fill in a little more.
Yeah.
And then a little bit more on her top line, but not much. And
A
then we
beautiful
start
girl.
retraining her. So we've had her saddled. We've sat on her before, but we're just waiting for her to get up to full strength before we really start doing much with her. But she's available for adoption at any time right now as a pet, and then pretty soon as a horse that can do anything but climb mountains or jump. That all takes a whole lot of driving power off the hind end, and she probably just won't ever have that, but she's great for flat surfaces. She can step over things. She's an extra sweet girl too.
She probably wouldn't like our back trails that are pretty high.
Maybe not.
But boy, for somebody to ride around in an arena, how is she with kids?
We haven't had kids. I mean, kids have been around her, but we haven't put any on her.
Yeah. She's
I'm gonna
beautiful.
think she's got such a sweet personality. I'm gonna think that she'll be good for just about anyone once we get her there.
I'll tell you, a kid's horse that you can put any kid on. I know from the years that we've been doing this, it's worth it. That's like gold. Because you can have a really nice, easy horse with adults, and some horses, like adults, don't have a lot of patience with kids. That's right. And other horses, they have all kinds of patience. Yeah. And when you find one that does, boy, if you're going to be having children, young children on them, boy, they're really worth anything you pay for them. That's right. That's right.
I want to take a time out and look at these feeding boxes you have, because we were talking about feeding in our last thing. And this is really cool. So this is a box you just throw everything into, so it doesn't scatter all over the ground. It just stays right there.
Yeah, and they're pretty heavy. They can move them a little bit, but not a lot.
Yeah, that's I think I like that.
I do too.
We might have to adapt.
Then if they want some special grain stuff, they put it in that bucket there.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Isn't that nice?
Plus it helps reduce the risk of sand colic because they're not eating off the ground.
Yeah.
There's little holes drilled in the bottom so the water drains out.
That's cool.
They'd have to be shoveled. The snow would have to be shoveled out, I think.
Oh yeah, you haven't been through a
Did
winter.
you build these,
Not
Ben?
with those, not with those feeders.
Yeah, I helped build them.
Yeah, these are great.
Well, that was a good idea.
Well, I got it from Maria and them, so I can give you the name of the guy that helped me build them.
Oh,
You know, if we did something like that in our stalls, they wouldn't be
that's
shoving their
something I
hay
could put
out the
together
bottom of
pretty
the...
quick.
Yeah, he's a woodworker.
Yeah. So we
Hi,
had
sweet
a
girl.
horse in here a couple weeks ago, and he was one of those monkey horses. And every pen we put him in, he would take these big giant feeders and tip them over. And so these were
Oh my
all
gosh.
pristine until he was here.
Ah.
That's where he'd grab them and flip them, and they're heavy. I don't know how much. What do you think they weigh?
Oh, I don't know. They're pretty. That's why I got them, so they wouldn't kick them around.
That's funny.
I'm gonna take a picture of this so I can build something for ours.
Because if we had something like this
is
in
an
the
idea we're
stalls,
stealing.
yeah, we'll give credit. Because our hay shoves underneath their panels.
Oh,
And sometimes they get it and sometimes they don't.
I saw you kicking it in with your
Yeah,
foot on your
yeah.
YouTube video.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
I think, if I remember right, it was Maria's dad that came up with this pattern. And then the pattern got lost, so Ben and Vito went to Clams
It's all
Equestrian
interlocked,
Center.
so it doesn't come apart.
Yeah, and those are you didn't even have to rip the width of those because there's I'm guessing full 4 feet, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So they went and they spied on
Well,
her
those about
feeders.
2 feet high.
Yeah, I think this is great.
About right.
Yeah. Then a nice thing I like is that if you have some grain, you can buy the little.
Those
I
little
don't even know what you
things.
call that, but it's a little
Attachable
feeder,
bucket?
Yeah, attachable feeder. I think it works out great.
I think they call them hanging buckets at the feed store.
I don't know what. I've always wanted one, but we've never had a situation where we could make it work easy.
Yeah.
You know, because if you put it on our stalls in the back in there,
That
that
pretty
won't
girl.
work, so.
But
You're
she
just
has
beautiful.
dragonflies on her back.
Yeah.
They're camera shy. Oh,
They
there.
think she's cute.
Good deal. I think that's good luck.
It is. I see it. Oh, I got it on the picture.
Poor Swannai, we didn't groom you.
So, do you want to stop here? Okay, so get your faces in there.
Come on, Ben. You got to be in here too now.
Yes.
The voice in the background.
Just a ranch hand around here.
Aren't we all? Okay, you guys, thanks for letting us film this, and we'll get into another segment of another terrific horse.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you.